In today's guide, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can install Windows 10 on your Raspberry Pi 4. I'll be going over all the steps that need to happen to download an image, debloat it to make it run faster, and then flashing it to your SD card or USB stick. I'll be showing all the steps and tips that I would recommend doing, and hopefully this guide will be helpful for you guys so you could do it successfully. So to start off with, you're going to open up your web browser and you're going to go over to the Windows on Raspberry Pi Discord server. I'll leave a link to this in the description. If you're not joined, please join. You can get a lot of help from there and download files. So first, I would recommend going over to information, and it says how to install by Amir, the creator of this project. And it says required software, and we're going to need to download all of these files. So I've already opened them up, and then you guys also can click from here or in the description. It doesn't matter. Go over here to warproject.ml downloads. So this is the tool we're going to use to flash the image to our SD card. So I'm going to download version 2.0.1. Click download. It may take a second because the download speeds are a bit slow on this website. And here we have that downloaded. Next, we're going to need 7-zip. And I'm on a 64-bit Windows system, so I'll be clicking that one. And last but not least, we're going to need NTlite to debloat our system. So this is actually a pretty cool software that is really helpful. So there's a beta version or a stable version. I'm just going with the stable. Depends. This beta probably still will work perfectly fine for you guys. So once we have those things downloaded, I can go over and locate them, and then we can start installing them. So I'm actually just going to put all these files in Word files, this folder I made earlier. And right here, what we're going to do first, we're going to install 7-zip. So we just double click on 7-zip, click yes, install. You must restart your system to complete the installation. I'll restart it later. Okay, next we're going to need NTlite. So we just double click on the installer right there. Click yes. Click I accept the agreement. Next, create a desktop shortcut, sure. And it doesn't take that long as you see, and I'll launch it later because we don't need the application right now. And last, we're going to need Windows on Raspberry Release 2.0.1. So I would recommend creating a folder for this so that all the files aren't everywhere. So I'll just call this Word tool, but you can name it whatever you want. And I'm just going to go right here, extract to, well, there's already a file, so I didn't need to create one. Well, so now we have the file, and we can actually delete all of these files because we don't need it anymore. Now we got to download our Windows on Raspberry image, so the ARM ISO file. So to do this, there's actually a link in this Discord server right here that says download build 2196. So we want that one because that build has x64 emulation in it, which allows you to emulate x64. So on this Windows on Raspberry, we'll be able to run ARM32, ARM64, x86, and 64 apps. So it's like all the apps you could want. I mean, of course you're not going to run at awesome speeds, but it still works. So right here it says select type. We're going to want insider version. You can go final if you like, but you won't have that 64-bit emulation. So I would stick to insider if I were you. Version, don't go with these latest ones because Ethernet will not work. You'll get a blue screen if you try to use Ethernet on these. So right now we're just going to go with 2196, and we has to say ARM64. If it doesn't, it will not work. Oh, I want this one actually. Just plain old 2196. So right here, 2129. Okay, this is the one I want, 2196. Select language. You can go all language if you want all the languages, but that will just make your system more debloated. So I would go with English. Edition, I'm going to go with professional. Anyone you want will work. And right here, we're going to want download ISO compiler in one click. Click on that. Click on this first one, creating ISO file. Click on that one. Click keep. And okay, now that we have that downloaded, we are set to go. So open up back your file manager, locate that file. I'll put it in Word files again. And this is important. We're going to want to make a new folder for this because it gets a lot of files. But you're going to need to name that folder without any spaces in the name. So I'll just call it ARM64WIM. together. Don't put any spaces or it will not work. Place that file in the folder, launch that folder, and just double click on it. You might get this Windows protected your PC. Click more info, click run anyway. Click yes. If you do have an antivirus running, you might need to disable it temporarily so that this script will work. But I promise you this script is not downloading any malware or anything like that to your PC, so you do not need to worry. But this thing does take a while, as you see, so you just have to sit back, be patient, go relax, get some coffee, or do something. And the script is done running for me. Now I should have an ISO file in the folder that I saved it in. So let's go check that out and see if it's there. So we click on our file manager, go to ARM64WIM if that's what you named it. And right here we have our disk image file, and that's what we want. That has the Windows on Raspberry Pi image inside of it. But the thing is, we're going to need a WIM file, which the WIM file is located inside of the ISO file. So to grab that WIM file, we're going to double click on it, and Windows is going to automatically mount it as a DVD drive for you. And we're going to go over to sources, and there's a lot of stuff in here, so it's easier just to search it, and we can just type install, and right here we have install.wim. That is our Windows image. That's all we need from this project. So we're just going to take this file, and we are just going to drag and drop this to wherever we like. I'll put in downloads. You see it's copying over there, and then we'll have our install WIM in our system instead of on this DVD drive. So we can actually just close this up, and we're going to need one more file from the Discord server. So right here you see it says download build, and then download the latest RAR file in NTlite. So we're going to need that. So we click on NTlite, and right here we have Neon 3.0. We're going to click on the download button, and it's going to start downloading the RAR file for us, which has all the software we need inside of it. So we actually don't need the Discord server anymore, so we can just minimize that, and yeah. Now that Neon 3.0 is done downloading for us, we can actually just go ahead and extract it, because we need everything inside of it. So if we just go over to downloads, we should see it right here, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go extract to Neon 3.0. And that will just extract all the files and all the backgrounds and everything that is included in here. So here we have it. So we're actually just going to leave that open to a side, and right now we're going to go over and open up NTlite. So you can just search for that. If you have a desktop icon, you can use that too. Click yes. And this is actually the whole process that is going to take all of that junk out of our WIM file and make it a nice clean image without any bloat in it at all. So we're going to click add right here, and I'll just make this bigger. We're going to click add and image file WIM ESD, and we're going to go over here to downloads, wrong file, war files, and install.wim is the one we're going to want. I click open. It says is an isolated image. This ISO functioning will be disabled. I know that, so I click OK. And right here, it's going to be right here, but we're going to have to double click it to locate all of the files inside of it. Double click on it, and it's going to start loading it. So this process could take around 10 minutes, so just keep that in mind. Don't get worried if you think it's not working or anything. Once you get to this screen, you should see a green dot next to Windows 10 Pro. It should say ARM64, and if all is good, that should be the right thing. So next, we're going to have to add our preset. So you're going to click on preset right here. You're going to click on import, and you're going to locate Neon 3.0, that file that we downloaded from the Discord server. You're going to locate 0.3.0, the XML file. Click open. The destination name, that's good for me, so I click OK. You should see it on the left right here. If you see it, that means everything is good. Next, we're going to go over here to registry on the side. We're going to open back this folder, and you should see registries right here. In Neon 3.0 registries, we're going to take all these files. We're going to just drag and drop them into the folder, and we should have a lot of files right here. So that's what we want to see. Next, you're going to click on apply, and we are going to apply it. So we're going to click on process, and that's okay for me. I'm just going to click no. Start applying all of the pending changes. Yes, I want to do that. Click yes. And now it's going to start debloating our WIM and making a nice junk-free WIM. And here we have it. It says completed image save, forest downloads war files install.wim. So now we have our thing all completed. We can click OK, we can close NTlite, and we can make sure that our WIM file is there. So we can go right here, WR files, and right here we have our install WIM. We have a little debug file right here, and then we have our present. So we actually don't need these two files, so you can actually just delete them. Now we have our install WIM, and we'll be doing a few more things to that WIM to make it cleaner and better that NTlite is not able to complete. What you're going to want to do now is you're going to click the install.wim, and you're going to right click on it, and it's going to say 7-zip, and you're going to go right here, open archive. And once you have this open on the side, I would recommend pressing the Windows key and then the side button to make it like this. And then we're going to go back to our file manager, go back, locate Neon 3.0, double click on it, and we're going to want the instructions file. And I'm actually just going to make this to the left like this, so it's nice and easy and I can see everything that I need to do. So we're going to be starting from right here, from modify. So first of all, we're going to locate cursors in Windows. So we click on Windows, and we're going to go down to cursors. Actually, it says we're supposed to delete the cursors folder. So click delete. Do you want to delete all of its content? Yes, I do. And you're actually going to go back to your file manager and replacement files. And we have cursors right here, you see. We're going to copy that over to our WIM. So just drag and drop. Are you sure you want to copy the archive? Yes, I do. So we just let that go at the same time, and we should be good. Next off, it says we need to go to program files. So let's go out of here, go to program files, ARM, and we're going to find Edge, which should be in replacement files. And Edge, you're just going to drag and drop it into this folder, which this will allow you to have a native ARM browser the first time you boot up your system. So it's actually pretty useful that you don't have to go to the internet and find ARM64. Edge is already going to be in your system. You can just straight away launch it when you boot up your system. Next, it tells us to replace Windows Web. So we're going to go back by clicking this button. Windows, and then you can just actually just search for web, and then do a dash. And right here we have it. We can actually just click back, and we're just going to totally delete the web folder. And then we can actually just replace that with our own folder after by dragging and dropping the web folder into here. And right here, do you want to copy everything? Yes, I do. Now we are to the part where we're just going to be deleting files and we're not going to be replacing them. So we're just going to follow all these steps right here and do exactly what it says. So it says System32 Windows, so we go into Windows and we need to find System32, which is right here, and then we need to find Recovery. So just scroll down a bit, not that much, and just locate it right here, Recovery, and we're just going to totally delete that file. Yes, I do, and yeah, just let that folder delete. Next, you're going to scroll down, still in the System32 folder, and you're going to find bingmaps.dll. Click on that and delete that. And yeah, so we let that do its job too. Now that Bing Maps is done uninstalling, we can go back and we're going to locate the SYS Wow64 folder. So we locate that, and we're going to need to find Onedrive Setup. So we actually just have to scroll down to the O's. I already passed it right here, and it's going to be right here, OneDrive Setup.exe. We're going to uninstall that because OneDrive really bloats up your system, and if you're not going to be using it, there's no reason to have it. It will just make your system slower, and it will try to launch when you boot up your system, which also slows down the boot up time and stuff like that. So we just let that delete it, and while that's going, we can actually go ahead and find another bingmaps.dll in the same folder. So that's going to be a bit above there. So here we are. We're going to scroll up a bit to find the B's. We're almost there, and we should find it around here. So you just look for bingmaps.dll right here, bingmaps.dll, click delete. Yes, I want to delete it. Now we're going to find the last bingmaps.dll, and this is actually in another folder, SYSARM32. So we go back and we should find it right here, SYSARM32. Scroll down to the B's one more time, and we should find bingmaps.dll. So it's right here, bingmaps.dll. Click delete. Yes, I want to delete it. Now we're going to go into the WinSX folder right here. You're going to locate this big folder right here, and you're going to just delete the whole thing. After you're done that, we're actually going to go back one more time. We're going to go into users, and we are going to go to default, app data, roaming, Microsoft, Windows, start menu, programs, and we're going to delete the OneDrive.inc. So we're just going to click on that, click delete. Yes, I want to delete it, and just let that thing delete. So this is how we're going to be totally uninstalling OneDrive from our system, because OneDrive is located in a lot of different parts in Windows 10. So this is making sure that you'll have no trace of OneDrive in your system at all if you do these steps. So just let that totally delete. And now that that's done, we can actually go and delete some other folders. So we're going to go back to Program Files one more time. We're going to Program Files x86. You're going to find Internet Explorer. Click delete. Yes, I want to delete it. Once we uninstall Internet Explorer from the x86 program files, we're going to have to uninstall it from the ARM files. We're going to ARM, again, Internet Explorer, plus we're going to need Windows Defender, so I can hit Control, and we're going to need Windows Mail, so we can actually just delete all of those at once. Hit delete, yes. And now we finally have just one file left to uninstall. We're going to go back, and this time just program files, and again Internet Explorer, and after that we will be done with deleting files. Alrighty, we have completed deleting all the files, so we can actually just close up both of these things, and our installed a WIM file right now. If we go back, we can just go to downloads, to wherever we put it. Now it's a clean WIM without any junk or bloat in it. If you got this far, congratulations. You've done all the hard work, and now all that is left to do is to flash it. So we can go over to our flasher, which is in war release, and you're just going to double click on the war file. Double click, yes. Just let it launch for a second, and then after now, you'll be able to flash it and boot it up. So we click English. You can USB boot, but I want to tell you something. USB booting only works from USB 2.0 right now. It doesn't work from USB 3.0, so it is still pretty beta. I would recommend using SD card just for it to work better. But if you do want to try USB booting, you definitely can. So you're going to click Raspberry Pi 4, OK, and you're going to click the storage device. See, mine is a hard drive because I know this works when I boot from USB 2.0. Click Next. Locate your WIM, go to downloads, and wrong file again, install.wim. There's our clean build. You can see it shows the build number right here, and we're going to use the latest package on the server. So this will download all the drivers and everything needed to do this process. We're going to use the UEFI firmware from the web. Click next, and so it says partition scheme. I know a lot of you asked, can I use GPT? Well, it is still pretty beta, and it's not good enough yet. I would just stick for MBR right now because there's more compatibility and it works a lot better. But if you do want to try GPT, feel free to do so, but I don't recommend doing that. But yeah, then you click next and you click install and just wait for that to be done. You put it in your Pi, boot it up, and you'll have Windows 10 on your Raspberry Pi 4. How awesome is that? So yeah, so huge thanks to the creators of this in the Discord server, Amir, Marcin, all the mods, the Mind Virus, Dan Tuwig, John Pro, Sanchez, Flat Haddock, Aki, Ahri, all of the awesome mods and everyone in the Discord server who helped this project to get going and helps every day in the Discord server. Thank you to all of those people. This is an awesome project and I'm excited to see where it's going to go and how it's going to develop in the future. So any questions about this, please write in the description, in the comments below. I will try to get back to you as fast as I can, and if you can't get me there, just go in the Discord server. I am Luke F. Frinner right here. You can even write me, you can ping me in the Discord server, and I will try to help you. So yeah, I hope this guide was helpful for you guys. I hope you can do it successfully, and yeah, so thanks for watching.